I'm a 22-year-old woman. My mom is 38 years old. I have three younger siblings, two sisters 15 and 8 years old, and a brother 5 years old. My sister and I have different biological fathers, while our younger siblings and the new baby on the way all share the same father, our stepdad. To clarify, there are three different dads in our family, but our stepdad is the only one actively involved in our lives right now. I became like a mom to my siblings from a very young age. When my sister was born, I was still just a kid myself, not even in double digits, but I took on a lot of responsibilities. As more siblings came along, I was still the one taking care of them, cooking, cleaning, and helping raise them. I never got to enjoy my childhood, go out with friends, or have fun like other kids my age. My job at home was to take care of everything and everyone, including our mom, who wasn't very responsible or mature. She liked to drink, party, spend money on expensive things, and avoid being a parent. Although our mom has improved and acts more like a parent now, I still carry a lot of the responsibilities. I hold a grudge against her for taking away my childhood and forcing me to grow up too quickly. The only reason I stayed at home for so long was that I had no other options. No one else could take me in, and I thought it was a good deal since I got free rent and food. But now that I'm 22, I'm done being a caregiver and surrogate mom. I want to start my own life and leave the parenting to those who have kids of their own. Last year, my stepdad's parents passed away in a car accident, leaving him their entire estate since he was their only child. We moved into their house, and my family received some financial stability. I guess that's why they decided to have another baby. When my mom shared the news, I was shocked and asked if she was serious. She confirmed it and made a joke about me still knowing how to change diapers. I was furious but kept my cool, just laughing dryly. That night, I searched for roommates online, determined to start my own life. The thought of spending another decade raising my siblings was unbearable, like a nightmare come true. My mom found out that I'm planning to move out in August, and now she's furious, calling me names and accusing me of being selfish. She's even gotten my siblings involved, and the youngest is crying, asking me why I don't love them anymore and why I'm leaving. It's a low blow to use the kids like that, and it really hurts. I'm torn. I don't want to stay, but I also don't want to see them cry. I know I'm making the right decision for myself, but I'm wondering if it's the right decision for them. It's a difficult situation, and I'm struggling with my emotions. My mom wasn't really involved in our upbringing, so I stepped in and took on that role. I changed diapers, taught them their ABCs, cooked meals, and bathed them. I feel more like a parent to my siblings than a sister, because that's essentially what I've been to them. I have serious doubts about my mom's ability to care for them properly, especially since she and my stepdad have relied so heavily on me for so long. I'm worried about leaving them in her care, but I know I can't keep putting my life on hold to raise my own siblings. Am I the bad guy for leaving? I'm seeking advice on how to overcome these guilty feelings and move forward with my life. I want to know how to prioritize my own needs and well-being without feeling responsible for my family's problems. Please help me find a way to break free from these emotional chains and start fresh. Story 2. I'm 36 and my husband Gary is 40. We're having our first baby in just over 3 months, and things are crazy as we get ready. Gary is an amazing partner, but he has one major issue: his relationship with his parents. Gary grew up in a very poor family. Things were so tough that his parents often went hungry so that Gary and his brothers could eat. They even came close to losing their home several times. But Gary and his brothers worked really hard and got good jobs, which helped them pull their parents out of poverty. The thing that really worries me about Gary is that he spends too much money on his parents. When we first met, he had just bought a nice house for them, which put a strain on our relationship. I didn't think it was a good idea for him to make such a big financial commitment to his family before we were even married. That was the biggest issue until now, but it seems like history is repeating itself. Lately, Gary has been talking to his brothers a lot about getting something new for their parents. I was curious, so I asked him about it. He told me that they want to buy a car for their parents because their old one is having problems. I asked him to be careful with how much he spends, since we're having a baby and don't know what expenses will come up in the next few months. He promised me he wouldn't spend too much money. For the past couple of weeks, Gary has been working really late. I even overheard him telling our neighbor that he needs to work extra hours because he's planning to make a big purchase soon. I wasn't proud of what I did next, but I was really upset about Gary's late hours. I went on his laptop and saw that he had made a huge transfer of $45,000 on Tuesday. I was furious and my curiosity took over. So I also looked at his WhatsApp messages on his computer and read some of the conversations he was having with his brothers. It turns out they're planning to spend a whopping $105,000 on a car called AG90 for his parents. Gary sent $45,000 to his brother, who lives near their parents. I saw some pictures of the car and read messages between Gary and the car dealer, where Gary said he's fully on board with the purchase. Seeing all this made me feel nauseous and really upset. When Gary got home, I confronted him about what I had discovered. I told him he was being reckless and irresponsible for spending so much money without talking to me first, and I wanted him and his brothers to cancel the whole thing for now. Gary got really defensive and argued that we have plenty of money set aside for emergencies and that he'd work extra hours for the next few weeks to make up for it. We had a big argument. I called him a liar, and he accused me of breaking his trust by going through his computer. I was angrier than I've ever been, and I told him that since he spent so much money without telling me, he no longer gets to choose our daughter's name. He got frustrated and said I was overreacting. We didn't eat dinner together, and we even slept in separate rooms last night. We still haven't spoken since then, because he left early for work this morning. I think Gary is being too stubborn, but my best friend thinks I'm being too tough and that I should apologize to him. Am I the asshole? Some context, Gary made around $763,000 last year, according to his taxes, so he's likely making a similar amount this year. My main issues are that he made this big purchase without talking to me first, and $45,000 is still a huge amount of money, even for someone with his income.